Alrighty, we'll get started, guys. I'm sure people will be coming in slowly, but I'm going to get started for the benefit of those that are on time. So I'm going to start by introducing myself for those of you who don't know me, and then I'll go ahead and introduce my or let my co-host introduce himself. My name is Rob. I'm a life coach. I am a sobriety expert. I'm personally 6 years sober, and I'm huge into fitness. And I help people become the best versions of themselves through discipline and mindset. I've created a community called Pure Life Mindset, where we've reached 1,400 members now in just over a year. It's been an unbelievable experience so far. Met a bunch of great people on this platform called School. Absolutely love it. I'm also an entrepreneur at heart. I absolutely am a passionate entrepreneur. I love everything about it. I've been in business for many years, various businesses before life coaching. My main source of income right now is actually Airbnb. I'm in the Airbnb arbitrage space where essentially we rent properties and we sublease them on Airbnb. My wife and I run that business now for just about 6 years. It's been unbelievable. Really great. We've been able to, travel the world, work remotely, grow our business, and it's allowed me to get some free time to start my other passion right now, which is life coaching. Before that, I was in a restaurant business. I own my own restaurant. So all in all, I've been in business for myself for about 10 years. And again, right now, my new passion is really helping people become the best versions of themselves in every aspect of their lives, business, personal, and so forth. So tonight's call specifically is really around entrepreneurship. It's about entrepreneurs, people that are looking to get into business, people that are interested in business. It's really a networking space where we get together and we chit chat, share ideas on how we can grow our individual businesses and help and collaborate with one another. So, you know, to differentiate, excuse me, I'm looking for my words tonight, from other calls where I'm typically coaching. This is really a shared experience. So we're going to be opening up to the floor. We're going to be exchanging ideas and whatnot. So we kind of have like a subject every week that we kind of throw out there. This week is more of a wild card night where we're going to just open it up to the floor and just really share ideas. I'm going to throw out some questions to the group. You can answer, feel free to answer, share, ask questions yourselves. Brendan as well will be throwing some questions to the group. So it's really, again, an open forum thing. So basically, I'm going to allow my co-host to introduce himself. And after that, what we'll do is I'll ask everybody to kind of introduce themselves, 30 seconds to a minute. Your name, where you're from, what business you're in, or what business you're looking to get in, perhaps, what business you're interested in, if you have a community or not. And I would also invite you guys to share any relevant links in the chat, any socials, anything that you'd like to share with the group. Again, this is a networking call, so we really want to share and connect. So please feel free to do so. So I'm going to defer to my co-host at this point where he can introduce himself. Brennan.
Thanks, Rob. I'll be really quick. I think you all know me. Good to see some familiar faces. Angela, we haven't seen you in a little while, so welcome back. Sebastian, I know you are the new one to the team, so welcome. Guy Sebastian just joined Recreate, I think today, as a matter of fact, and he was invited from our good friend that we all know, Maxwell Reisman. So um, great to have you on the team. And let's see, Kayla, I don't think I know you, so just a quick introduction. I'm Brennan Thompson. I've been on School now for, as a community owner anyway, for about, I guess, 5 months now. Started our first community, Recreate, 4 months ago. and then had the crazy idea that a month ago that we should have a second completely unrelated community. So I spend most of my day being kind of disassociated and split personality between two very different communities, but I'm having a blast with them both so far. Um, I'm a 30-year corporate executive escapee. So I left my last corporate job just about 2 years, a little over 2 years ago now. And I have spent most of my time just really helping entrepreneurs, whether they be entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, small business owners. I started off really helping brick and mortar businesses, your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker, your plumber, your roofer, just kind of really understand how to increase profits in their business. And the reason I do that is because, quite frankly, I've seen more marriages break up because of lack of money over lack of love. And it doesn't have to be that way. When I left corporate because I saw a lot of guys about my age. I was around 54 at the time when I left my last job. So, plus or minus 5 or 10 on either side there. Kind of working towards something they weren't quite sure what they were working towards anymore. The idea of retirement was seeming like a distant dream more than a upcoming reality. And whether they liked it or not, they were going to be 65, 67, 68 pretty soon. And they weren't quite ready to retire either financially or from a standpoint of fulfillment. And so I want to look to change that. And that's really what we're about. So Recreate is about that, helping entrepreneurs, helping high performers, whether they're entrepreneurs or just, high performing employees or just high performers in life in general. And then the second community, the Huru Crew, is really going to be about a networking space. We're only about a month old right now, so we're growing, but it's going to be a huge networking space. And I really see the way networking is happening in most cities around, at least around the U.S. And I think there's some improvements that can be made and some deeper relationships that can be forged. So that's what my two communities are about. This call, like Rob said, is really about kind of getting down and asking some of the uneasy questions and figuring out where people are with their businesses and what the collective group here could do to help. It's not about Rob and I, it's about the mastermind of everybody on this call. So with that, I'll say thank you for being here, and Rob, back to you.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Brandon. So I'm just going to go down the list and ask you guys to just again kindly introduce yourselves and so we can get to know you a little bit more. So I'm going to start with Kayla.
Yeah. Yep, beautiful. Hi. Oh, sorry, I haven't been on mute. I hope the background noise has been okay. Yeah, so my name is Kayla and I'm a kinesiologist from Australia. I'm currently located just outside of Ballina, which is south of Byron. I do have a store and clinic in Iluka, if anyone's around that area. Yeah, I create programs and products. At the moment, I've just written a program for children ages 4 to 12 in being able to connect to their purity before the dark side of sexuality. So it incorporates connecting to intuition, finding the self-respect, trusting self, things along those lines, being present. So yeah, lots going on, lots of things being birthed and created, and lots of networking too. In the past, I've done things differently and it's burnt out or completely burnt to the ground. And this time up, I'm putting a lot of energy into networking, which I'm loving too, because it's creating that community spirit and collaboration, which I think as a collective we are moving into anyway, as there's systems that need to fail.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you for
Thank
sharing
you for
a little
having
bit
me.
about. Yeah, absolutely. So how did you end up on school?
Sorry, I missed the question.
How did you end up finding us on school?
So I've done the full-time purpose a couple of times. I actually started at my latest trimester as that sort of like in between starting maternity leave and like wanting some sort of structure still with things in my business. So yeah, I started it then and then did it again a year ago, and yeah, I've just sort of found my way through emails and starting again, and then other people connecting to this group, sending me links to this group. So yeah, I saw that there was a live this morning and had a bit of time, so I thought I'd jump on.
Awesome. Welcome.
Yeah,
Good to
thank
have
you
you.
very much.
So Australia is what, 18 hours ahead of us right now? What time is it now? Early morning?
It is. It's about 10, just after 10 on Wednesday. Wednesday?
Okay.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah. Nice. Good stuff.
No,
Good stuff.
amazing.
Mr. Steven.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Very much.
Let's see. Steve here, McDonough, Florida, Tampa Bay area, Holiday, Florida, if anyone knows where that is. It's a little tiny city. Right now I do plumbing. I have a small business, just me, basically, and a helper if I get one. Lucky enough. I'm just on here like trying to figure out what I want to do for the second half of my life and what I want to take my career path towards, and not easy choices. It's just I thought it'd be a lot easier, but it's really not.
Yeah.
You get stuck doing something for 22 years and it's like, it's kind of hard to change. But then again, I'm getting older and the truck is just too much, getting to be. I don't want to be 70 years old and turning pipes and driving the truck, jackhammering floors and all the other stuff that entails with it. So I'm here trying to find something else. Just looking for that right niche.
Right,
So-
right. So are you getting any sort of clarity on that? We've been
Not
on
really.
a few calls. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just still like, man, like the Airbnb thing, I started working on that and then I got distracted with life. And then
Mhm.
I need to talk to you too. I have some questions for that too, but that's a different story. So yeah, I mean, other than that, I'm spinning my wheels, like, because I kind of let the plumbing business go a little bit the last couple of years, but I
Okay.
really shouldn't have done that because that's really hurting me right now, but I thought by now I would have transitioned into something else. But a few things I tried, I got ripped off the first time. When I first got online and started like looking at the online businesses, I was not, naive, I guess you could say. But it is what it is. Take it as a learning lesson, move on. So
That's
that's
it.
my
That's
story.
it.
That's about it.
Good stuff,
That's all I
Steven.
got.
You'll find it. You'll find it. Keep plugging along.
Yeah,
Keep
you know
putting
what?
yourself
I
out there.
believe that. I believe that.
Yeah.
Because I'm the type of person that when I click with something, it just clicks. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I could struggle,
Right.
struggle, and then all of a sudden click and I'm good. So
Exactly. Exactly. Keep opening up those doors. Eventually that the right door will open for you, man.
I hope so.
It will happen. It will happen. Believe me.
But thanks for
Angela?
having me here. And thanks for
Yeah,
having me
of
on
course.
Tuesday.
Of course. Thank
It's
you for
awesome.
always being here,
Sorry,
brother.
I missed
really
a few
appreciate
there.
you.
I was,
I always appreciate you being here. Angela?
Hey, everybody. Hi. Yeah, I haven't been here in a few calls. I've missed you guys. I saw it was on and I thought, oh, this is perfect. I'm just hanging out. I'm sweating to death here. We're not climatized to this heat wave that we're having. So I'm just sitting here sweating. But yeah, so I'm a professional counselor and coach. I have a school community as well called Create Heal Shine. It's like a free community. And I focus on supporting mostly women, but men too, probably 80-20, people who are entrepreneurs over 40, midlife, have been through a lot of challenges and a lot of moments where life has thrown you a lot of curveballs, and supporting you on your next chapter. And actually, I just opened the doors to a new little program thing that I'm doing called the 30-Day Inspired Action Camp the other day. We just started yesterday. So it's been really fun getting back to like doing the mindset work. Okay, Frank, doing the mindset work, but also tapping into that like childlike summer camp, kind of adult summer camp activities. So it's been really, really fun to do something light to kind of celebrate the last days of summer. So that's what I'm up to. And I'm just doing my thing.
Busy as always.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're always active on social media as well. I see you a lot on TikTok and YouTube.
I think I have literally 15 more days, and then I have a green dot on 20 days, and then I have a green dot on for a full year for my school. A green square. Yeah. So I definitely love my community and other people's communities, and I'm all over there participating and networking. And so, yeah.
Amazing. Keep it up. Keep up the consistency.
Thanks.
Angela, are you going to go to the Goose tour up in Vancouver?
No.
You're not going to be there?
No, not my thing.
Oh, okay. But you're in that area, right? You're in BC, aren't you?
Yeah, I am, which is funny because that's how I found school, was Goose. He had this challenge and I signed up with his link, and I've been on that. I messaged the school because it doesn't show you whose link you signed up with. And I said, whose link am I under anyway? I've been on this for almost going to be a year and I don't even know. And they said Goose. And I'm like, oh my word. So that was when I jumped on this thing, and I was looking to kind of like, how do I make friends? How do I meet people? Like, what is this actually about? And I remember jumping on and thinking, I don't know if this place is schools for where I want to host kind of a community membership, because it feels like it's only just all digital marketing men. And then I got involved in things, and I found it's everyone in every single area doing everything, and my people are everywhere. And I joined one of their challenges, and that's how I got addicted to it, really. And yeah, it's been so fun. So I'm just here for you guys and networking and strategy, because I love strategies, and I love figuring things out and trying new things and seeing what works, and kind of being like, okay, that doesn't work. Did I put enough time into it? Did I do enough to see for sure if that worked or not? Or am I giving up too soon and jumping ship to trying something different? That kind of thing. So I'm always looking for stuff like to grow my community, and also to support my community, and like make my life easier doing different, AI stuff and things as well.
Love it. Well, welcome back. We're glad to have you back.
Yeah,
Thanks.
absolutely. Mr. Tyler.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How are you, man?
I'm doing all right. Sorry I was late checking in.
No worries.
I mean, I don't even know where to begin. My weekend's been chaos, and I lost Monday somehow, metaphorically speaking. But gosh, it's I'm not too sure what this group's about today. I've been kind of trying to fill in the gaps for me, but I guess it's all good. I've been struggling with my finances in my business for some time. Trying to keep the cash flow up and keep everybody paid has been really difficult. Yeah, it's been tough. So, I've had a couple people walk on me. I've had to let people go. And then I've gotten down to where I'm just doing the work and not even supposed to be. So I'm really reevaluating what I'm doing, and why I'm doing it.
Okay. So you're in the landscaping business, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do? What are you doing in the wintertime? Do you do something else, or
Mostly I
season
just
must be nearing an end right now?
Mostly I shut down in the winter.
Okay.
our winters are really unreliable here in Kansas. So I
Mhm.
mean, the storms are hit and miss. One storm will be an inch, next storm will be 10 inches or 3 feet. So it's really hard to gauge, what we're going to get. And sometimes some winters we don't even get hardly any snow at all.
Mhm.
So it's been really
So you
kind of
shut
weird.
down as of September, October?
Uh, Thanksgiving. So, well,
Okay.
around Thanksgiving and Christmas are usually my shutdown days because we do
Okay.
snow removal or leaf removal up until up until the end of November.
Mhm.
Sometimes we go into December. It just depends on the client load.
Mhm.
But that's what we finish up the year doing is leaf removal, or excess leaf removal and winterizing, property winterizing.
Right.
And,
Well, the good news is that you're going to have some free time to really look at, evaluating your business and where you want to take your, what next step you want to take. You'll probably have a good 4, 5, 6 months to really look at where, you want to take your business, if you want to continue in that same business or if you want to change business entirely, right? So
Mhm.
I think that's a kind of a blessing in disguise, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, you could really take that opportunity to really work on something new.
Yeah, yeah, I could. And, I mean, I've been working on personal development, and Brendan
Hmm.
asked a question a couple of days ago. It was like, what would it look like if you slowed down or something along the lines of that. Um, I mean, it wouldn't hurt me one bit to back off the business and, just take care of the clients that are under contract right now.
Yeah.
Um, Not take any new customers and just focus on my personal development and,
Mhm.
my home life and stuff like that. 'Cause I've got a
Sometimes
couple.
taking a step back it's not necessarily a bad thing. You know what I mean? One step back, three
Mhm.
steps forward. Sometimes you gotta do that pivot. Uh, it just sounds right now like you're exhausted. You know what I mean? It really sounds like you're tired and you need a change and you need a minute to really sit back and reflect on things. And I think that my suggestion to you would really to take that time off as of October or whatever, to really sit down and evaluate things and really take advantage of that time that you have. Because not many people have 4 or 5 months to really sit down and really reflect. Sometimes it's not a bad thing. You should really look at it as an opportunity moving forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And I agree with you. It's more of an opportunity than anything. I mean, anytime I get a chance to pull back, there's kind of a deeper meaning behind it or something. I'm strongly believe that the universe only gives us what we can handle and what we need at the
Yeah.
moment. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to evolve in its own way. I mean, the Lord could be calling me into a different direction. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
he's so.
Yeah.
It's just landscaping's been my passion for a long time, and
Hmm.
I've got a lot of other passions in my life. A lot of the things I'd
Hmm.
like to do. It's not
Hmm.
like I'm stuck doing the landscaping, but
Right.
I mean, heck, I've even thought about taking a job at Casey's General Store, as an assistant
Yeah.
manager, but just
Yeah.
for the change of pace and
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Absolutely. Take it one day at a time, brother. Keep plugging along. Keep having that faith and things. Know that things will eventually work out.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Good
things
stuff,
will.
brother. Thank you for always being here, man. Appreciate you,
Yep, appreciate you.
Mr. Sebastian.
Hey guys, I want to start off by saying thank you for holding this space for us today. Because ever since I joined my first group on school, I've realized the benefits of community online. I've never been one for like social medias and stuff, so I was kind of skeptical at first, but it's a completely different thing for business owners for sure. But yeah, my name's Sebastian. I live in Austin, Texas, and I'm a self-mastery coach. I generally coach men in their 20s, helping them move from aimless and distracted to aligned and focused. And I use that using what I call my awareness roadmap. It's like this little step-by-step plan for my program that I've come up with. It's really cool.
Nice.
How I heard about this group was through Maxwell, but I don't know if you've heard him talk about Focus Founders. We're both in the same like accelerator container together, and that's kind of helping us build our business a little bit better, which is super cool. So yeah, I got to meet him through that, and right now I'm just on here trying to find groups that I resonate with and network my business and support people as I can.
Nice, nice. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here, man. So, do you have your own community?
Not my own. I think through working with Focus Founders and getting more comfortable on school, I think that's where I'm headed. Because it's interesting how like I come from this place of not wanting to do social media to like really seeing the usefulness of school as a resource, and everybody else like starting their own communities. I'm like, it kind of seems like a pathway for me to take.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Don't be shy if you need any help with that. Reach out to myself or Brennan. Be our pleasure to help you out with that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course, of course. And where do you typically share your offer? Are you on social media? You have a website or?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram. I'm kind of like tailoring all of my socials to my business now. So Facebook, I haven't really touched LinkedIn too much, but Instagram, school here, and I focus a lot in. I go to a lot of like in-person networking groups too. I like to do that. But yeah, I can. I was going to share at some point my links here in the chat, but
Oh yeah, please do.
Yeah, will do.
So Focus Founders, those are the two guys that do like the co-working space on their channel, on their community. Is that who it is?
Yeah, it's Bill and Rex. They're both so Rex is more of like he comes from a sales background, and Bill is more he's like an ADHD solopreneur coach is what he calls himself. And so now they're like collaborating, and they created this new container where they're both kind of coaching us weekly and everything. And then we have every weekday we have a over Zoom co-working sessions, and then Thursday we go to a place called the Cabana Club. It's like this little cafe where we go and like in person for everybody who lives around here.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I've heard good things about them. I gotta check them out.
Yeah,
Glad to have you here, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Rodolfo.
I think Rodolfo said he was in listen only mode.
Gotcha. Felipe?
And same with Chris, by the way, too.
Okay.
Hi, hello, can you hear me properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. So, hi everyone, my name is Felipe, so I'm from Montreal, Canada. So, in a nutshell, I help people to be able to improve the quality of life via awareness, self-discipline, and new identity crafting. So, mostly, I act as a health and wellness advisor. And why chasing the life you want when you can simply attract it with a new identity? So, in a nutshell, this is mostly what I do. Also, side note, I am a huge tech enthusiast and builder. I love building stuff, especially on Notion. So I recommend Notion for everyone. Make your life simpler, easier for your business and yourself with Notion. Honestly, I recommend it to everyone. And I'm working on a new digital product right now with that. And I kind of validate the last idea I had with a multimillionaire like entrepreneur like just this Sunday. So hopefully it's gonna be very well launched this weekend or this week if everything goes right. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing in a nutshell. Health and wellness advisor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Felipe. Thank you for always being here. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Let's see. Mr. Lionel.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Hello, my name is Lama Reese. I'm from California. Um, I love acting. I go to the gym with my dad like 6 days a week. I'm always trying my best. We're studying about podcasts. We always listen to podcasts and then we review them at night. And the reason why I came to this community is because my dad invited me. And like this community is really loving and it's just really fun.
Awesome stuff. Thank you for being here, Lionel. So if I heard correctly, you guys are going to be starting your own podcast, you and your dad?
No, we always listen to podcasts,
Okay.
like motivational podcasts.
So what about starting your own?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, all right. Good stuff. Well, thank you for always being here, Lionel. I really appreciate you, my friend. Camila.
Hi. Oh,
Hi, Camila.
hi. Hi. So my name is Camila. I'm also from California in Los Angeles. Well, I'm about like in a couple of days, I'm about to go back to school. Um, and I'm currently in my second year of college. Currently majoring in business administration, hoping to transfer with a marketing degree. And yeah, that's it. That's currently what I'm doing at the moment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Camilla. Good stuff. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for introducing yourself. Farah?
Hi.
Hey, Farah.
Hi. Sorry, it's morning over here, so I'm having breakfast with my baby. Okay. My name is Farah. I'm from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So currently, I'm a full-time doctor, a general practitioner. Um, I joined school because I want to challenge a lot of my fears. For example, talking in front of the camera like I'm doing my right now.
Mhm.
Also, at the moment, I also thinking of spreading my wings on entrepreneurship. Um, and hopefully, I can do it with together with my partner. So make it like a family business. I also got really inspired by you guys, so I started my own community here. um,
All right.
yeah. It's basically for people who feel unseen or feel like more on the different side from everyone around them. So in order to feel like we are included, so I create the community. And that's all.
Good stuff. Congratulations on starting your own community, Farah. Really proud of you for that.
Thank you. And
Congrats.
I will
Much success to you. Have you shared your link in the chat?
haven't yet. I'll do it later.
Awesome.
All right.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So let's get into the discussion portion. I believe Jesus is also on listen mode. Jesus, Chris, and Rodolfo. So I'll move on to the discussion side of things. So tonight was kind of a wild card night. We didn't typically have a subject of conversation, so we're kind of just going to throw out some questions to the group, and hopefully we could get the discussion going. So I'm going to ask you guys, what is it you're currently struggling with your business in terms of scaling it or taking to the next level or launching it? Any struggles with your business currently, please share, and we'll try to attempt and help you with some clarity on that. Felipe.
Yes, thank you very much. So I would say mostly it's in order to validate all the new ideas I have, because a bit like Tyler, I had to make a pivot technically because I was mostly in the fitness industry. People, when they were thinking of me, they were mostly solely thinking about fitness, and now I am going to mental health. So it's a massive pivot I am doing, but I see the opportunity way massive because it's affecting pretty much everyone. So right now it's mostly the validation of the new ideas, which are all in building. At the same time, I need to make all the adjustments with the feedback and whatsoever. So it's mostly just the validation, rushing to become something new instead to be seen and whatsoever. So I am in that kind of area right now because nobody understands you when you're into a real rebranding process because they're like you were that and now you're going there. It's all over the place a bit. So yeah, I would say that in a nutshell.
So, what was your main reason for getting out of the fitness industry and getting into this one? Just because you saw more opportunity in it, or?
It's a very good question. Typically, yes, I see more opportunities in terms of all the actual urge. So technically, people are craving for real relationship. They are technically having all those kind of issues where they feel disconnected, even though they are kind of united into a same spot and whatsoever physically. So there is that fact. At the same time, I saw that last year in November, like everything that is related to fitness. When I was in the School of Mentor and the community for entrepreneur, they were all generally talking about fitness, and fitness was just like the main topic that was over there. So at first, when people had a business idea, fitness was just like a main thing because it was already overcrowded, and now the real problem was okay. So how do I differentiate myself? Regarding of everything that is already present in the industry. And also at the same time, you had all those new trainers, those new influencers, the technology coming up. So everything like wrap up together was like just like, okay, just going to get out and find a new venture. So what exactly? Technically, I found already my own path on that because I find mostly appealing mental health for many personal and conventional reasons. So it's a mix of everything to answer your question, Rob. And I already started trying to see for connections on LinkedIn and whatsoever. People are already in the space, already like crafting mostly, for example, AI and mental health together, which are going probably to be like very, very big, regardless of fitness. But yeah, this is just my opinion. This is a blend of everything to answer your question.
Okay, gotcha. So what are your strategies to kind of get yourself out there and validate what you're saying?
Me?
Go ahead, go
You go,
ahead, go
good
ahead.
question. So, in a nutshell, I started pretty much where I am. So, with all the information that I have, I had to go further, find kind of new avatar and ideal client. Mostly, I used Reddit. It's a good place to get a lot of insight because everyone is just coming there, sitting and venting for their life. So, you have kind of a better idea of the issue in the life of pretty much everyone. It's sure that when you need to have more insight from more specific people, such as the guy with who I was at his personal event for 2 weeks, 2 weekends. So I had to validate with him such a product, for example, is that is that the kind of if you have an issue in your life, how would it affect you and your business and whatsoever? And by answering technically he answered my question, he validated the fact that there is a problem to that space and that if it's affect him, I know that's going to affect a lot of business owners that are less established than him. So at the same time, for me, I see the landscape. I just like don't know exactly what features, product, and whatsoever are going to be suitable for the masses of people or masses of my audience. So to answer your question, it's mostly now prototyping something, launching the idea, finding a pool, finding beta clients, and just like getting feedback and just getting all rolled up as fast as I can. Because they all say the same thing, like success is speed. Success is speed, naturally. Yeah. Or success
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah.
Good stuff, good stuff. It's definitely a process. It definitely takes time, especially when you're starting a whole new niche, it takes some time for sure. So it requires some patience. Definitely. You mentioned, as fast as possible. obviously we always want things to go quickly, you know, but we have to understand that we have to, you know, sometimes have to be patient with things, and there's a definite process, and it may take longer, often takes longer than we expect it to be, right? So you gotta
Yeah.
just keep plugging along, keep that consistency going, and networking, doing calls like you're doing right now is great. You know, opportunities to meet different people. I see you go at, you know, in-person events, networking events as well, which is really, really great. That is a lost art, in my opinion, is meeting people face to face, having conversations, shaking hands, you know, all of that is super neglected nowadays. You know, the days of social media, people just don't know how to interact in person anymore. You know what I mean? These online calls are obviously great, but if you're able to connect with people locally in person, networking events, that, you know, is golden right now, right there, because there's no replacing, you know, actual genuine human contact, right? So that's something that you know, if you're in business, you can't neglect, you can't go aside from it. Even if you're an online business, it doesn't matter. You could start locally, start small, and then grow and expand your reach after that, you know. But you have to have some sort of street cred. You have to build that street cred, you know, locally. Start small, right? And grow from there. People online don't know who you are. They don't know who Felipe is necessarily. You have to grow that, and a lot of times it's by starting locally, you know.
Yeah, no, indeed, I give it to you, and I give it on the fact that it's been so long with that kind of post-COVID era that people didn't meet like in person. That I had a lot of friends who told me they had some kind of social anxiety when they were meeting in person. So it's kind of pretty much relatable what you're saying. I totally agree. And final side note, it's sure that I would say by default, the biggest advantage that you have when you meet in person is that people can already feel your energy, and your
Yeah.
energy never lies. So technically, your energy tells you even before you have to speak. So that's a big winner. But I give it to you
100%.
on fact,
100%.
over.
100%. And you and I need to get on a one-on call. We're overdue to get on a one-on call. We're in the
Yeah, I
same
know.
freaking town. We're both from Montreal, and we haven't even met yet. There's something wrong there, man. We have to
Yeah,
meet.
I give it to you. I give it to you. And at the same time, a small word of encouragement for Tyler. So don't worry. Like when you, if you have to pivot, it's okay. You just have to pivot, or you just have to make a little tweak in your business that might change everything. You just have to take a step back, check everything, be a strategist, not a technician, be a strategist, see all the whole landscape and take a massive huge decision that is going to
Yeah.
make all the
Yeah.
difference.
Great
Thank you very
advice.
much.
Great advice. Thank you, Felipe.
Thanks.
Anybody else would like to add on to that, or share their own experiences? Anybody?
I'm new here. What's the lay of the land? I'm sorry to jump in.
Jump in.
Hey, my friend. Please introduce yourself.
All right. Well, my name is Adolfo Sirius. I'm in sales currently. I'm an appointment setter for a company in the US called CTOX. We help C-suite level IT professionals start their own businesses as fractional CTOs. And I've been in the online game since 2018, all the way down to now, being in sales since 2022.
Okay, very nice, very nice. So I don't know if you've been paying attention to the conversation so far, or you're just jumping in now.
I just jumped in about 3 minutes ago or so.
Okay, cool. So this is kind of like a networking call where entrepreneurs kind of just share ideas and network and discuss business. So I just threw out the question to the group. If there is anything that you're currently struggling with in terms of scaling your business, you know, share any type of struggles you're going through with yourself, or maybe if you have any suggestions for others in terms of scaling their business or how you can help, just share a little bit with us.
Well, maybe a question. Anybody taking content seriously? Because one of the things, as a sales professional, we get paid in commissions, basically. And so I've started seeing the relationship between that and affiliate marketing. And so one of the things is I want to do is to build my personal brand and branch out, have some other sources of income, without, taking too much of a toll on my main profession, which is the company I'm working for. And so if anybody has some ideas or feedback or ideas where I can implement with AI and my personal brand with content and just putting myself out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So your question is revolving around content creation?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you currently do much content creation or?
So far, it's been just documenting a little bit of my experiences on a day-to-day, like some wins, like close deals, for example, or I'm part of some sales trainings and stuff like that. And so just sharing some tactics per se or principles that I've been passed down to.
Okay.
Just posting this. Yeah.
Good stuff. Do you have a YouTube channel? Do you have a social media or?
I do. I just stopped that since 2022 when I started when falling into sales.
Okay.
So kind of had to revive that.
In terms of AI, I mean, right now I'm doing a deep dive in AI because I really think that there's an opportunity there with AI that we're really blessed in terms of the timing of things. There's a lot of exciting stuff coming out with AI. It's rolling out like crazy every single day, every single week. New things, new opportunities coming up. Right now, I'm taking. I would suggest taking a course on AI. There are many out there. One that I'm currently looking into is a guy called Billy Gene. He's unbelievable in terms of AI, so I highly recommend taking his course. He has like a 16-week course on AI, and it teaches automations and Facebook ads and all of that stuff is really, really deep into AI. That's something that I would highly suggest anybody get into is some sort of crash course on AI. And you can make videos now without even putting your face within 10 seconds, from text to video now. It's so quick. There's apps that are out now, free apps. There's Sora that's with ChatGPT, which is really, really great too. So a lot of technology rolling out right now with AI. It's definitely something not to overlook for sure. But Billy Gene, I highly recommend.
Are you part of his program already or not yet?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you must have an affiliate link. If you're willing to share that with me, I would really appreciate it just to pay it forward to.
I'll DM you afterwards.
You got it.
So
I think Philippe. Go
let me
ahead.
jump in
Go
real
ahead.
quick, Rob. So here's the thing about AI, and I'm a big AI guy. I've been an AI fan since before ChatGPT. And I'm gonna take the opposite take on that for a second. But I want to clearly say I am a fan of AI. I use AI and way more for just content ideas and video stuff because AI is a lot deeper. And if we're asking ourselves the questions about, is AI good or bad or whatever, I guess that's kind of irrelevant because it's here and nothing we can do about it. I think for the most part, society is not even asking the right question when it comes to AI and the implications as a society that we're going to see. We're too concerned about whether it's fast or not fast. Okay, asked and answered. We're really concerned about, is it going to take away some jobs? Asked and answered. So people are, can we tell whether something is fake and AI generated versus real? Asked and answered. And those are all the wrong questions. If you really want to get down into AI, and there's a few gentlemen that you can listen to that will really talk about it. There's they've been around AI for a long time. They're really kind of the inventors of it. And most people who are early AI inventors have huge concerns about AI. Huge. Like they've been warning, don't use it. But all that aside, I'm going to take the opposite approach. A lot of you guys know me. Some of you guys don't know me. I'm the self-professed contrarian here, and it's this. We're all talking about this idea of AI, like I think in the way that Rob was sort of talking about, which is all positive for business. We're talking about it in ways that help us to reach a mass market. I think that's kind of behind most of our thoughts. I mean, am I right? Like, when you guys think about AI, you think about creating content. Rodolfo, you were asking about content.
Hello, guys.
Hey, Rodolfo.
Rodolfo?
Hey, I'm back here.
And
I think that's my topic, right?
could
Yeah,
be.
we'll just let Brennan finish his thought, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
I'll let you jump in afterwards.
And I was thinking about this when Felipe was talking about the sort of the shift from fitness into the mental health. There's an opportunity in looking the other direction. So, like, how many of you guys, show of hands or just jump in, could say that you need to have AI to make your impact? Like, without it, you'd be in trouble. Anybody?
No. No.
I think you have a slow internet there, Kayla.
Yeah.
And so I think the opportunity is this. Before you go mass marketing and you go content driven, you got to go, I got to dive down deep into meta ads and listen, Billy is a good guy. I've known Billy for a lot of years, Rob. He's a good guy. Nothing wrong with him at all. But here's the question. Did you talk to your neighbor? Like, who talks to their neighbor? Did you walk down the street and look for business? I mean, show of hands. Anybody? All right. Steve, I know you do, right? You have to. So we got kind of pulled into this idea of social media. Like, that's the way you build business. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. But do you? Do you really? Can you not go find 3 clients? And it's like, and I say this because when I was struggling, I had a similar question that you asked, Rodolfo, and I was talking to my mentor about it. And my mentor kind of laughed at me and told me to shut up in a very nice way. He's like, Brennan, are you telling me with all your experience and all the things that you've done that you can't take one day, walk down the sidewalk of the busy part of town and go find 3 clients? And so I'm just suggesting, before we start thinking that we got to reach the masses, go talk to the person next door to you. Because you're probably jumping over a lot of business in order to become the next guru. And you don't need to.
Yeah, I mean, depending on your business, you might only need 5 or 10, customers. You don't need, like Brennan says, to reach the masses. You know what I mean? That goes to my point what I was telling Felipe earlier, is that you could start locally. You don't need to be online. You don't need to utilize AI. It's something that I strongly believe that you should not neglect AI, but sometimes we just overcomplicate things. You know what I mean? When we have business right in front of us, we have business like Brennan says, our neighbors could be customers of ours, so sometimes we tend to overcomplicate things when we have business next door to us, and we fail to see it. So the old school way of doing business still is relevant in 2025. You know what I mean? And again, sometimes we chase the shiny object, and we kind of complicate our lives trying to build funnels and all of this crap, when building business should not be that difficult. It's all about relationships. It's all about connecting. It's all about shaking hands. It's all about having conversations, right? That's what it's all about. So every time you step out of your front door, there's a business opportunity there. Every time you're at the gym, you meet people at different events. You're meeting people. When I'm leaving my home, I'm always looking at it as the perspective of opportunity. Every time I meet somebody, I'm talking about my business. I'm talking about what I'm doing. I'm talking about what I offer. I don't really care about the weather or the news. You know what I mean? I'm there to connect and build a solid relationships. So I'm always looking at it from that perspective. When I'm meeting somebody, how can we help one another here? How can we connect? How can we somehow build some sort of relationship where down the line, if somebody asks me, do you know a guy that can do this? Yes, I know a guy that can do this. Let me give you his contact info, and vice versa. And that kind of stuff lights me up, you know what I mean? And you kind of always have to have that perspective, that mindset. Every time you're stepping out of the house, every time you're going out in public, there's an opportunity to meet and connect with somebody new, right? Rodolfo, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, guys. Can you
How
hear
are
me
you, my
now?
friend?
Really good. And you, how's everyone doing?
Good, good.
Yeah, about that, what you were talking about, I'm still also carrying around business cards. So whenever I meet someone, I still hand them out. So who has business cards nowadays?
I don't,
Yeah,
to be honest, I
those are
don't.
things from old, right? Just like
Mm.
it was before, like where you were delivering the paperwork. So hello for everyone that doesn't know me. My name is Rodolfo. I'm a business owner from Mexico. I've been as a business owner maybe 25 years now, and also I was blessed to be worked as a corporate uh, employee for a decade. So it was a long time. I wish it was not that long. So so then now I'm having two communities over there at school, and I'm helping people like with their businesses and personal finances. So anything I can do to help you, just send me a message over there. And about the topic for the AI, uh, how do I see AI? I use it daily, but I use it as a tool. I use it to make my work easier. I use it as systems. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there are many things that I can do with it, but I cannot replace human contact.
Mm-hmm.
So even like when you were saying about the networking, I don't know, you guys are in my community. You're seeing that I'm always in the spotlight for networking in person communities. I'm going to be in one in 2 weeks with the Chamber of Commerce in Mexico. So we're going to be introduced to a lot of business and buyers. So the things that I would like to share to you guys is that always go to that networking local, like Coach is saying, it's super important that you build like a solid foundation, because most of the clients that you will get there, they are going to be so much valuable if you get them in person that if you get them through a LinkedIn recommendation or through another place.
Yeah.
Because I have my company shelves everywhere, but I know that the guys that I have closer by are the ones that are more valuable for me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
even like the old stuff, like taking your time to do a follow up, give them a call, hand them a business card, visiting their offices, things that maybe you are not used to because this new generation doesn't know how the old guys did it before.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes trying to look back and how we did it can really help you guys a lot.
Mm-hmm. A lot of great points there. Really good insight. 100% agreed. I think Felipe wanted to say something as well.
Yeah, but technically it was in a nutshell for Mr. Adolfo, that's Adolfo, because like he was looking for avenue for his personal brand. So I just wanted to shoot him like some questions as what what will he aim to have as a USP, like unique selling proposition, or otherwise, technically, what will be the if I had to describe Rodolfo in 4 words, okay, Adolfo in 4 words, what would they be technically? Because like there are a mass of already, I would say, people who are in sales out there. So why you? What makes you unique and whatsoever? So that's the only kind of question I would just like throw to him to reflect on that, and that's it.
So let me see. In my case, it's like I've been a business owner for many, many years. So in my case, it's my experience that I bring to the table. As I was talking to Coach like some days ago, I started working everything since I was a kid. I started working like at 11. So I work in the taco shop in the street. I work selling candies. So everything that I've been learning in no matter the business, and Coach can say that being in the food business is horrible. So that's the experience that I have, and I built systems upon systems. That now what happened? I don't only have one business; I have like 5, and they all run exactly the same. And the pain points that I usually see with business owners and entrepreneurs are also exactly the same, because I have them all days. I mean, I have it with systems, I have it with CRM, I have it with HR, and I know they are part of the business, so I'm going to be continuing to have them further ahead. So I don't know if I answered the question or it was too long.
Yeah, the question was actually for Adolfo, but it's all good, Rodolfo. It's a little bit confusing, Rodolfo, Adolfo.
Hey, Rob, I think Angela has her hand up. She's been very patiently
Yeah,
waiting.
yeah.
All good, you guys.
Sorry, man.
Great conversation. I just wanted to tap in here and just say that being a mental health therapist, community and the people that are okay with the AI thing, my thinking is that if we don't adapt, we'll be left in the dust. And the other part of that is we should be using it though to make our life easier, make our businesses easier, not try to automate to the max where we've lose the human connection. Because as somebody that works in that field, I know that the more and more we disconnect from each other, like groups like this and our groups, those of us who have calls with humans on here, like we're looking at each other and we're talking, it's deeply therapeutic it's so good for your mental health. You know, other people are going through things, you're tapping into each other's brain, you're sharing ideas, you're you can feel the energy from each person on how they're feeling in that moment. Like I felt different energy from everyone, and beautiful sharing these ideas. And I think that the more we disconnect from that, the more our businesses will be in demand that have the human connection, because people will be just desperate for it as the years go by with the more AI. So using it, to me, I'm going to be using it, and I already use it to the as much as I possibly can to make my business run smoother, but not to the point where I'm going to take over all of the human aspect of it. Because I think those of us who have businesses that are like in service and like that fellow just said to you, oh, I want to support you, I want your link, like we wouldn't be having this stuff if we weren't communicating together as real individuals, right? Those are the networking moments that are like people remember, we feel it. And I just feel like, yes, AI is massive and it's going to just take over, and we'll never be able to do all the things we want to do to build our business as a solopreneur, especially without tapping into a lot of these things. And why not? They're there, and so many things are free too. But always maintaining that real personal part. Those businesses to me are the ones that are going to be long lasting, that aren't going to be like just a drop in the bucket, a Facebook ad to something someone makes some money on and then they're gone forever. Those will be the ones people remember. So that's just what I'm thinking, because over the years of doing counseling with people, it's always about loneliness and human connection and mental wellness every single time, and disconnection and dysregulation and all of those things, which are all from being isolated and in your own head, you know, so much. So anyway, just my little thoughts.
Yeah, all great stuff. Completely agree with all that. For sure, for sure. Yeah, no, AI, like you just mentioned, like Rodolfo mentioned, should be a tool. It shouldn't be something that replaces us. We should definitely be aware of it. We should definitely take the time to learn it, our lives easier, to make our businesses more efficient. But there's nothing that will ever replace human connection. There's no doubt about that. I completely agree with that. So again, we tend to overthink things, to overcomplicate things, just start small, start local. Everybody around you should know what you're doing, what you're about. If you're in business, your close-knit people, your network, your family, people around you should know that you are the resource for X thing. Everybody around you should be aware of that. You should be the person for that service that you're offering, whatever that case might be. Everybody around you should know, Angela is the person for mental health in Vancouver. Start locally and then build out. And if you need to utilize AI along the way to make things easier, to help with accounting, to help with automation, then of course use it, but with care.
So let me ask you a
Anybody else would
question.
like to go ahead,
Yeah, let
Brendan?
me ask you a question. So who feels, because you just said something, Rob, I want to tap into. Who right now feels that they have to go beyond their local area, however you want to define that, to get business? You have to?
Have to? No.
I think
I
Andrew
do,
raised
but
her hand
it's
though.
very particular.
Yours is a little bit different, Rodolfo, right? Because you're talking about manufacturing plants and
Yeah,
export business. I get that.
yeah.
But for those of us who are like solopreneurs, coaches, individual helpers, Angela, go ahead. Why do you feel like you have to?
Oh, I couldn't find my mute button. Because I only do virtual. So if I was doing in person, then I would have all of that. But I actually prefer going elsewhere because I live in such a tiny community that I don't want people, I don't not want people, but everyone knows everybody. And so everybody, it's like, see, I used to have a private practice and I don't want people coming to my home. And so virtually, I want to be able to spread my wings. I don't know if I would have to if I went back and did private practice again, but I would have to have some sort of office outside of my home then. And so it's a little different for those reasons. But yeah, there's so many people everywhere. It just depends on where you live, I think, and
So
what kind of business you do.
For safety issues, for sort of the logistics of your business, I get it. But let me ask the question this way: from purely from a marketing and a getting clients, like who feels that they don't have enough people in their locale, again, however you want to define that you could actually build a business? So we got Rodolfo's reason, understood. I understand Angela's reason. Steven.
When you say local business, do you mean like in my city or like surrounding cities, or 'cause like with the plumbing business, I have I go all over. I go to all the cities surrounding 3 counties. So
Sure. So you're driving to it.
but,
That makes sense, right? You're driving to it. So I'm assuming if you can
right,
if you can
yeah. If I have
drive
to
there and
fly there, I'm
eventually
probably not going to make any money.
you're
Or
flying
maybe I
there
will.
with your plumbing belt. Yeah, it's going to be so
Maybe I
obviously you're
will. You never
local.
know.
And so
You get
I
that.
asked. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'm good.
I was gonna say I asked the question because I run a fairly successful coaching business, and I do meet with my clients virtually. I don't go sit in their offices anymore. That's just because I'm kind of like my life, and I don't want to have to drive through Los Angeles traffic to get there. Hey Zeus, you know what I'm talking about, brother. LA traffic's the bear. But my last 6 clients, I didn't use AI to get them. I didn't use a drip. I mean, I didn't even use like an email drip, what do you call it, autoresponder. I picked up the phone and I called some people based on a magazine, one of those like the home service magazines that you get that have like all of the, window treatment, pool people, all that stuff, the home services. I just went through there and called people. And I got my last 6 clients that way. And when I asked them, well, hey, well, anybody else calling you about this? Oh, well, not calling me, but people are talking to me about it. So, well, why'd you go with me and not them? Well, because you called. And so when I was saying earlier, there's an opportunity that's here because, like, I guess I just don't understand we all get kind of pulled into this idea that we have to use technology or otherwise we're not being efficient or we're not being this or that or the other.
Mm-mm.
And I gotta tell you guys, 30 years in business, I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I remember when I was I used to work for a major utility company here in Los Angeles, Southern California Edison. And I was in charge of their campus security systems. And I ran the contract for the security guards that were there. And so my job was all the protocols and stuff that they had to go and do. And I remember the doors into the executive suite. So there was like, I don't know, 10 or 15 offices inside this big corner of the building, right? And the main doors, now remember this, Edison's a 150-year-old company, so they're kind of steeped in tradition and old shit. And one of their old shit things were these doors that were like, I don't know, 15-foot, 16-foot doors, solid wood, heavy as hell. And they wanted to turn these doors into some kind of automated thing. We had an active shooter incident not that long before. So they're kind of now overreacting to security stances and everything else. Anyway, so the tech guy that was hired, he was a Boeing, he was literally a rocket scientist. We talk about, it's not rocket science. Well, to him, everything is rocket science. And he put this system on this door that was supposed to trigger alarms and all kinds of stuff and be able to work remotely. Now, anybody knows anything about those kind of systems, pushing a button to have what has to have been a 30-pound door open remotely, not gonna, I'm sorry, not 30-pound, probably a 100-pound door, heavy wood. It didn't work. And I remember the guy's name was Greg, and Greg used to always come to me and say, Brennan, he was very, very wild with his hands. Brennan, your policies suck. The guards aren't doing their job. And I used to always have to say to him, Greg, you know what? This door worked just fine. And our policies worked just fine until you came and put your technology on it and told us that was the future. We had to go that way. But now we got something that doesn't work anymore. And so I say that story just to say, I guess I just don't buy it. Like if I use AI for my content to help me kind of get my content out a little bit. I have some automations that I use, but if I didn't have it, I'd still be a high 6-figure coach. And so I guess I just think people are thinking that they have to use this thing because it's available. But it's like, I see too many businesses that are failing because I'm in the business of making sure businesses don't fail. And I see too many of them failing because they think they have to master something that they just don't. Like they're skipping getting a handful of clients because they want the chance to get 100, but nobody's managing that. And so I'm just really curious from the standpoint of when I ask the question, do you really have to have it? Or are you trying to find a way to make it fit into your business because everybody's telling you that this is the way that makes your business streamlined? And for those of us most of us are solopreneurs who are looking to work one-on-one with clients or in small group settings, I've been doing this for a long time and I'm looking at it and I don't buy it. I don't see the evidence of what everybody's talking about. I'd love to be talked off my cliff.
So what do you suggest? To do what? Keep on your lane with what you have going on. Don't get side distracted with the shiny object syndrome, AI, email marketing, all this stuff? Or what's the idea?
I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying, do you really have to do it? I mean, I would certainly say this. I would certainly tell my clients who, feel the need to pay me a lot of money to advise them. If they're telling me that they can't get their email marketing down, but they're passing over clients that they don't need email marketing for, I'd say, well, stop doing the email marketing, go get those clients. I mean, every business is different. And I'm not saying that there's not a benefit to doing some of those things. I just don't think it's the necessity that we've all built into place. I just haven't seen evidence of it. That's different than saying it doesn't work. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying I haven't seen evidence that it's needed.
Yeah, and certainly being in sales myself, I can see your point. Like, for example, like I mentioned, we work with very high technical individuals, CTOs, IT professionals. Like they're certainly not spending their whole day on Instagram, so we wouldn't try to run ads on that platform, you know? And so we don't do it. But we definitely leverage email marketing because they spend a little more time there and they're more likely to open those emails. So we track that. Just adding to your piggybacking off your idea there.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, I'll tell you, like for me, emails, you try to email me for something and you're probably never going to get a response. I mean, I abandon more email addresses because I get slammed with so many sales and marketing things. I mean, who here feels any different? Like when you get a marketing something, right? Somebody marketing something via email. Do you really take it that seriously, or is it kind of like, oh, another one of these? Because nobody's original. Everybody's copycatting each other, right? Or do you get the you got to get this now because it's going to be gone. You know, the fake FOMO stuff that goes on. And I'm just saying, I think it's a society, a world society, a global society. We've kind of outsmarted ourselves a little bit here, but we can just pick up a phone and call somebody. I mean, talk about speed to lead, right? Speed to lead is pick up the phone and call somebody, or you can wait for your email automations to get to email number 4. I guess I silenced the room. Da-da!
Anybody else would like to share or chime in, or we could get off the AI subject as well. We could talk about other struggles that you're going through in your business. Anything at all that you're going through right now that we could hopefully help with.
Okay, real quick. I was on another coaching call earlier today, and I liked connecting based on the conversation earlier. Does anybody know, or is anybody a COO that is bilingual in English and Spanish?
Rodolfo?
Yeah, Rodolfo, possibly.
We could possibly connect later on. Is he here? Okay.
He might
Yeah,
be,
he's there.
He's there still, but
well, and if you know anybody, I'm in the
Okay.
community, in the school groups. So if you're willing and able to connect me with someone, just message me.
Absolutely. Are you in both communities? Are you in Recreate and Pure Life as well?
No, just on the sales. I came through the
Sales Vibe?
Innovators. Yeah.
Sales Vibe
Oh,
Innovators. He's in Chris's group.
Okay, gotcha.
Cool.
Well, I'd invite you to join Pure Life Mindset and Recreate. If you want to join my community as well as Brennan's community, then we'll be in contact and we can communicate there. And it'd be a pleasure to connect you with some people.
Awesome. I messaged you, so send me the link. If that works, if that's better.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love on one of these calls, maybe not today because I don't know how long they go, but to really I know Brennan's so passionate about local marketing. I would love to tap into that in other things that I do and get more tips on that, because I've been in the online world for so long that it's been a lot of years since I had service-based businesses in town. And I know when I did, I was doing really well. And so just thoughts on market networking and local networking and marketing more, again, where it's at nowadays. Like I was doing it way back when there was I don't even know if they still have the BNI. I was part of the BNI.
They do.
Do they? Oh my goodness.
They still
Okay, but
do.
I'd love to kind of get back into that kind of thing and actually tap into some of the local, because I agree with you. There's probably is plenty of business just alone in that. It's just some certain interactions that I had that confidentiality wise, I have to kind of steer clear of. But I know there's still a whole area that's there that I'd love to tap into more. So I don't know, just an idea.
No, I think I'd love that, to talk about how we do things local. As a matter of fact, I think we talk about it just in general. You know, we all say the same thing. I know Rob and I talk about this all the time, is you know, the idea of being back in person, right, in real life, and meeting people. And Rob and I want to work on, well, not want to, we are working on retreats together and other in-person events. And you know, I think the world just kind of wants that back. I think we lost it. Maybe we lost it for good reasons with COVID and whatever else. You know, it helps. It helped bring people in connection that are around the world, so it expanded our horizons, I guess. But obviously, there's a lot of people who are dying to kind of get back to just know who's next door to them. And that's funny. I think about it like, you know, Angela, maybe we should both do digital marketing, and you can market people in Los Angeles. I'll market people in Vancouver, and and then we can refer people to each other.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
But we should definitely,
I guess I want to know kind of like where is local stuff at? Like what's going on nowadays? Are people using that? Like when I was thinking about BNI, it made me think of that meetup.com thing. Like, are people still doing this stuff? I have no idea.
Absolutely.
Where's that gone?
No. So BNI is still around. Meetup is still around. Meetup and Eventbrite, kind of the same thing. And I think what's kind of really interesting, what I've seen anyways, is like a lot of BNI chapters. For those of you guys who don't know, BNI is Business Network International. It's a franchised organization, but basically they're just chapters in your local area where they get together once a week. You know, they have like their own day of the week. Sometimes it's breakfast, sometimes it's lunch, whatever, who knows. And they're kind of strict in the sense that they only take one person from each industry, right? So you can't have two insurance agents, you can't have two real estate people. It's one. And the idea is that you just kind of describe well, back in the day when I was younger, we called it our perfect clients. I guess now they have to call them the perfect avatars. So you describe your avatar, and then people are like, oh, like Rob was saying, you know, we should all be known as that person. So if I say, hey, I'm a business consultant who works on profit acceleration, then I have my whole little team of BNI people who say, oh, Brennan's the guy you got to talk to when they meet the person who needs my services. The cool thing now is a lot of those chapters, they'll do like one day, if they meet weekly. The first week, maybe they'll do it in a restaurant, you know, over breakfast or coffee or whatever it is. And then weeks 2, 3, and 4, they do it virtually. So when you get that hybrid thing, then it starts to make sense, I think, because now the virtual component is really just for convenience and ease. So you're not having to, you know, get in your car at 7 o'clock in the morning and drive across town to meet at the restaurant every single week. You can do it once a month, and then that gives you that in person, that real deep connection. But then you can just talk online. So, Angela, to answer your question, those things are still around. Joint ventures with other businesses where you can go sit in their office, and maybe they have a certain clientele. Like I work with a lot of accountants, and so it's great to just go hang out in their office for a minute. And sometimes even they'll bring their clients into their office because they're the trusted advisor. And then they get to invite me to sit down there with them and their clients. And that just deepens the relationship and gives me a better chance. So I'm a big fan of doing things in person and doing things. Obviously, if it's going to be in person, it's going to be local. And so I think we should think in one of these coming up weeks to do a how we build locally conversation.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. I you know, speaking of retreats, I recently, you know, adjusted and pivoted my strategy. I mean, we're looking at creating events and or retreats in Mexico, but nothing stops me from hosting retreats where I am. I'm in the Airbnb business, right? I have cottages, areas where I could easily host retreats. So I'm like, well, why don't I just start hosting retreats in my Airbnbs in my local area? You know, it's just logical. But we're already thinking about making, hosting retreats in freaking Mexico when I can host a retreat where I am right now in this in particular space where I am right now. I hosted a retreat a couple of weeks ago, right? So again, it's by starting locally, and it was a success. And people talk, and now I'm hosting a second retreat in October, and all of a sudden momentum builds. And during those retreats, I get to talk to the people that are on the retreat about the Mexico retreat, and that's how you build momentum, and you scale from there, right? So we often overcomplicate things. We think we need to go because we have the reach, worldwide reach, that we have to have worldwide reach. But I mean, there are 8 billion people out there. You only need, depending on your business, 5, 10, 15, 20 clients. I mean, there are millions of people just around us. You know what I mean? In our local cities, there are 6 million people here in Montreal. LA is like almost 10 times that. I'm not sure how many people are in LA. I think 30 million or whatever. That's a lot of people in that area and in that state of California, right? So, we got to start small and build our way up.
Astaghfirullahalazim.
Sorry, Fire, I'm just going to put you on mute. Anybody else would like to share or anything that they're struggling with their business that they need help with before we wrap things up for the evening?
I am struggling to hire the proper employees.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely a challenge, brother. I hear you, especially in your line of work where it's required to have people physically doing work. It's definitely something that is being more and more of a challenge for sure. I would suggest, I have a lot of friends that are in your line of business. I have a lot of, blue collar people that are, around me. Plumbers, electricians, mechanics, and they all have trouble finding people. I would suggest starting from scratch in terms of really taking the time to teach people from scratch, young kids, and trying to not looking at trying to find experience, but really looking to hire within and to build within, you know what I mean? Get somebody that's very, very green in the business and grow them, and teach them and taking the time to build them up internally. It takes more time, it takes more patience. But I think sometimes it might be the only way is really to take the time to teach kids from scratch and building them up from there, and there are a lot of programs, local programs that give like what's it called? Not scholarships, the word I'm looking for. Internships, exactly, where you could find some people for cheap and part of programs and whatnot. It requires a little bit more patience and teaching and whatnot, but that's kind of my suggestion, because finding people that are experienced, they ask for a lot. They're more and more rare. It's difficult to find,
So Tyler, what's actually what are you running into? What's the challenge? Is it that you can't find anybody, or is it a lack of a talent pool, or is it more of like what Rob is saying?
I guess it's more so I'm looking for experience, and I'm looking for people, self-starters, people that can take work orders and go do the job on their own, and not have to have me hold their hand and still follow some kind of standard. I've tried men my age, I've tried women my age, I've tried young guys that are 18 years old, right out of high school. I've tried, and they've always got bigger, and I don't know. It's not really the lack of people. It's just a lack of the people that I'm hiring lack skills that I need, and um, you know, maybe maybe I should refine my hiring process, make a really detailed job description for the positions I need filled. Um, so many different things. I've created so many problems in my business, it's not even funny. And you know, but I'm ready to take them on and fix them, you know, because it's my fault they're even there.
So when
For
you
me,
find that,
one thing that I'm sorry, I jump in without been asking.
go ahead, Rodolfo.
But for me, I do take internship. So I also run some machine shops, and I'm always looking for people, you know. And it's really, like you say, hard to get them, hard to get a seasoned guy like we used to. It's just not the time like that anymore. And unfortunately, it's not going to be like that. So now we're in the time that we need to get some young guys and teach them. And I've started doing the internship. I'm in my fifth year now. And I'm not only in one school, I'm like in 20. So what happens? You just need to be like keep your eye open and trying to find the best ones out there and then go and nurture them. If you got one from one school that is not working, you move to another one. If you don't, move to another one, move it faster, and you will soon be finding the guys you will need. And then once you have good guys, then you ask them, hey, I need another guy. Do you know someone else? And usually that's when you get the best result because some of these guys know another guy or knows some of his uncle or someone that's been in the job longer. And then you start to get in like some more seasoned key players. But I'm doing all by internships. And while it might seem like they are cheap, sometimes it's not because of the time you need to be involved over there. I mean, you know, your time is more valuable. But that's I think it's the only way that we can do it right now because like before, it's not easy to get the guys like it was before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sometimes it's also to kind of evaluate how big you want your business to be. Sometimes you don't need to have, you don't to be cutting 1,000 lawns. Maybe you just need to reduce your workload and have 100 lawns or whatever, and have 10 employees rather than 20 or 30. You know what I mean? Kind of simplify
Yeah.
things. I'll give you an example. One of my good friends, he's a plumber. He works by himself. He has his truck. He only worries about himself. He doesn't have employees. He doesn't want employees, but he makes very good money. He works for himself. He's good with that. I deal with plumbing companies for my Airbnb business, and we have these companies that have 100 employees, 100 plumbers working for them, a bunch of trucks, a bunch of overhead. Guys don't show up. The work sucks. It's a bunch of headaches, you know what I mean, for these company owners. So sometimes it's just to simplify things, and shorten your business a little bit, make it easier on yourself. I'm not saying you should be the one cutting all the lawns and stuff, but maybe that should be the case. Or maybe you have, again, 2 or 3 guys that you can rely on, and you'll make more money. You'll have less headaches, less stress. Guys will show up on time, and that's it. So maybe that's the solution.
Yeah, it may be. It may be. I mean, I'm kind of getting called in a different direction in life. So, I mean, it might be the thing to do to dial back to the point where it's just stuff that I can handle myself and let everything else ride. And
Especially if you're in a transitional period where you're looking at something completely different, you might want to completely scale down and keep it very, very simple to reduce your stress. Do it yourself for a while it allows you some time to focus on different things. You know what I mean? So scale it down completely. Have it, that it still is profitable, but you don't have all of these other headaches dealing with staff and accounting and bills and this and that and all that kind of stuff. Especially, like I said, if you're in a position where now you're looking to transition over to something else, you want to simplify things as much as possible.
what are your thoughts, Brennan?
Well, here's kind of how I approach things with my clients. It's imagine if I can help you build a business that you could sell tomorrow, but you would never want to. Like, wouldn't that be the best place to be in?
Yeah.
Right? And so you could scale down, but scaling down is really just your slow drip to a slow death, right? I mean, if I get that you have to make money in the meantime while you're trying to figure out what you want to do or what you're going to do. But if you're scaling down with that intention, you're really just holding on to pardon the wording, but to a dying dog. So if you're going to get out, get out, like literally get out and go get a job while you're figuring out what your next entrepreneurial move is going to be, or go the other way. So I get it, managing a bunch of knuckleheads that may or may not show up because they don't take the job seriously. So number one problem you probably have is people don't they don't see a future, right? Because they're not, it's not their business. And so they're basically saying, okay, well, I'm a landscaping guy, but I don't want to do this for my whole life. So can you find a way to make that appealing? And maybe not find a bunch of people, maybe you find 2 or 3. So let's go the opposite direction of what Rob was saying. You find 2 or 3, and those are your 2 or 3 next line, right? Those are you 5 years ago. And then you use those 2 or 3, the you 5 years ago, to go out there and find the 5 or 10 and let them deal with the headaches. I won't use the same language that Adolfo used in the comment there, but you know, finding that one person is going to go be the bat out of hell to get people in line so you don't have to. And that's a growth model. And what you're doing is those 2 to 3 that you're finding that are going to be that mid-level. I mean, they're called mid-level managers for a reason, is because they want to be you 5 years later. And let them go manage and handle the other stuff. And then maybe what you're turning yourself into, Tyler, give me a 10-year frame. Are you 30 to 40, 40 to 50? I know you're not 20 to 30.
I'm 38.
Okay, so you're 30 to 40. All right. When you are 48 or 58, do you see yourself doing this?
Dang, that's a good question.
Like I know Steven left the call already. Steven's a plumber. He and I had this conversation. I think he's closer to my age. I think he's 50, maybe 53 or 54, somewhere in that area. And I was like, yeah, you know, what he was saying on the call earlier today was what he said to me when we were talking on a one-on-one. You know, he's in there jackhammering concrete to fix plumbing. He's down there on his knees. And I joked, I was like, yeah, you know, getting down is not so hard anymore, but getting up, sort of a son of a bitch, that's kind of hard. He talks about, you know, his ex-wife now, you know, wife at the time, used to tease him and say you should wear a helmet because the number of times his head gets banged on the cupboards, because you know you're 50 years old trying to tinker under a kitchen sink. It's not easy work. And so if you don't see yourself doing that, then what's the exit plan? And maybe this other direction, if you like the landscaping business and you're not being pulled away from it and you want to grow it, I think right now where you are is you're stuck in this middle zone. But so either get out, keep it at that level that you want it to be in, or grow it to the point where later on you get to achieve this thing that we all talk about but never really know how to manage, is stop working in your business and work on your business. Right? And now maybe you're managing those 2 or 3 people and they're running your business for you, and now you have a passive income, which is really what the goal is all the time. So get out of the middle, go one way or the other. That would be my advice.
Agreed.
All right.
You agree?
It makes sense.
Regardless of which way you go, I think you need to make a decision. You know, like Brendan said, do you see yourself there in 10 years from now? You really have to make that decision. It doesn't have to be 10 years down the line. Do you see yourself next year doing that 2 years from now? You know what I mean? Like really ask yourself those questions.
See, I can see maybe another 3 or 4 years being able to step into a position where I can work on the business instead of be in the business. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's all food for thought. That's all really good food for
Yeah. Felipe had
really good.
his hand raised.
Yes, thank you. So, yes, indeed, Tyler, I think those are very, very good question. Like, do you see yourself into that like in 10 years? But at the same time, I invite you to whatever industry you're going to look at the most successful people that are in the industry and do you want their lifestyle? And from there, you are going to know like you want their lifestyle, yes or no? Do you have the energy to do what's required to be able to follow through, yes or no? And that's going to be up to you from there. So I just wanted to add it up to that because I think this is really the main foundation of the do you really want that path, yes or no? Does it really worth it, yes or no, for your situation whatsoever? Thank you.
Let me throw one more thing on top of what Felipe says. I like that. When you find that most successful person that you want to be and you ask yourself, do you want their lifestyle? I would ask yourself a second question, which is, do you want the lifestyle that they had before they got that success? We all want the finish line, baby. Finish line
Yeah.
is great,
Mhm.
but do you want that grind that took to get there? Because nobody wants the work.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
Right.
That's a very good point, Brennan. But don't forget right now that they like whoever is going to see, did it probably before or without the all the technology we have now. So right now, like if I recall to what who's that? Miron Golden, he call it the guy who's doing entrepreneurship with a biblical principle and whatsoever. So that guy was saying that all new generation of millionaire were created because of technology. So technology just compressed the time where people like try to find a way to get rich. So in a way, regardless or no, I know it's not in his industry, but like he may have the chance to get richer quicker in another way, in another path than the guy that he's going to look up. But maybe indeed he can go to the same final line, but with a different path that might be a bit easier if he use leverage all the tools, all the assets that he can find right now on his hand. But I get it. I get it. It's a real question that you throw right now. That's good.
We had a fireball conversation here tonight, Rob.
Good stuff,
So
gentlemen.
can I add something else?
Oh, you're
Sure.
back. There you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So about what he was talking, Tyler. Uh, a while ago, I was having a contract with one of my biggest clients, and he asked me like to do the contract again for another 3 years. But I know it was going to be a lot of pain because I've been with that contract like 3 years. So I was like, I don't have the same amount of people as I used before to take this contract. So let's say I'm gonna take less of it, or else I'm gonna just up the pricing. So for the 50 parts that I had, I almost tripled the pricing, and I send it like that. Okay, 3x the price. So what was the result in the end? Of the 50 part numbers, I only got 10. The other 40 went somewhere else. But those 10 represented to me a lot more than the 50 were before.
Oh,
So
wow.
then I was over there really happy because I was doing less. I didn't have to be as occupied as before. I even remember that I managed to do the lot in like 3 months for the whole year, and then it was like done. So maybe try to find some ways around like what is that you do that delivers you the best, the profit, and go for it and start leaving the other ones around, or maybe the ones that are taking you a lot more to manage, and go after the ones that are more profitable.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it like that. I read it in one of the Alex Hormoz's book, and I did it, and so far it worked for me, thankfully.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
Yeah, that
definitely
makes
need to. Go ahead,
yeah,
Brennan.
I'm sorry.
double down on what works.
Hey,
Yeah.
Rodolfo, while we got you, I was going to let you know, Adolfo had to leave the call, but he was asking for anybody. Do you happen to know anybody who's a COO who is bilingual Spanish English?
I was right here.
Yeah.
Oh. Does that mean you were ignoring him? I don't understand.
Man, I'm sorry. It's because when he was talking, I was in a call,
Oh,
so I
We'll
wasn't
connect
able
you
to
guys.
answer him.
okay.
Okay,
We'll
okay.
connect. Cool.
We'll connect you
Yeah.
guys.
Since he's from Miami, I thought he was speaking Spanish.
Yeah. Yeah, another thing when dealing with employees for myself, speaking from a personal perspective, I used to have a whole bunch of employees working for me under payroll for my Airbnb business, and I since got rid of all payroll and I outsourced everything. I found it to be much more efficient for me in my business. I don't know if it's something that Tyler, it's something that is feasible for you, but dealing with your own employees sometimes is a lot of times is a huge headache. So if you're able to outsource, maybe make a little bit less money, but a little bit less headache. You know what I mean? For myself, I used to have a whole bunch of cleaners clean my properties. I had to deal with all of the personalities, all of the headaches, all of the no-shows, all of the this, the that.
Mhm.
Now I deal with the management company, I deal with the owner, nobody else. If there's an issue, somebody doesn't show up, whatever, I deal with him only. It's his responsibility to make sure that my property is cleaned on time. He has to deal with the headaches. He has to deal with the characters. He has to deal with the no-shows. I don't have to deal with that. It's not my problem. I make less money, but way less headache. So, if somebody doesn't show up on a job, you're the one that's responsible to either find somebody or physically go there yourself, which I found myself doing in the past. I had to physically go there and clean some of my properties or figure it out. Call people around me who can go clean this property. Now I call the owner of the company. It's your job. You figure it out. I don't have to worry about that stuff. So maybe it's something that you need to maybe look at. That I don't know if it's an option for you in the landscaping business, but
Oh, possibly hiring contractors and things like that. But
yeah, you'll make less money, but you got to maybe adjust your price. Make a few, charge a little bit more, make it a little bit less, but it kind of works out. You're headache free. You just make sure that the job is done. You sign the contracts, you oversee the work after that, make sure it was done appropriately. And that's it. You're kind of, like kind of a general contractor. You're just kind of managing everything, making sure that everything is going on, in a timely fashion, and that everybody's doing their job.
right.
And another thing that you can do that one of the sister company that I know, he works like 6 months of the year in one city and 6 months of the year in another city. So that's how he deals with the weather. So that's good for that. And he does really good. He has a team in one place and team in another place, and they are they are waiting for when the season comes for them, and that's the way he handles it. And so far, so good for him.
Yeah.
What Rob was saying, and if you look at the big corporations as a sign of things that maybe even the smaller people should try to do at some level, a lot of major corporations, at least here in the US, they didn't use contract security guards back in the day. They actually had their own in-house security, right? They would hire the people and run their own security for their own campuses and whatever. And Edison was the same way. They had their own security force. They were kind of like the Edison Police Department, if you will. And then as time goes on, they say, well, this is not really a good business model. Way too much hassle. People who work security are not always the most dependable in a lot of cases. So like a lot of other major corporations, they got rid of their security departments per se, or they up-leveled them, right? So now they took the best of the best and they made them security managers. And instead they started going into the contract security field. And that's where you get like the Allied Universals and the G4S and all the major companies that we know. And so when I was at Edison, I managed the security guard contract. It was like a $30 million a year contract that we spent for these security guards to be at all the different facilities throughout the Edison territory. But it's the exact same thing that Rob was saying. For us, it was a blessing. As a matter of fact, it was such a blessing. We had to be careful to not do what's called co-employment. And so, here's kind of how it worked for the big boy level was if this company didn't do their job and get a guard to go to a particular post, well, it was a dark post. Now, we didn't have to fix that. We just simply called the company and said, "Hey, you got a dark post, fix it."
Mhm.
If they had to go into their pocket to pay overtime to have a guard stay over while they're trying to figure it out, that's on them. We're still paying them the amount that we're paying them, right? And on top of that, so not only did we not have to deal with the dark post, they had to deal with it. Not only did we not have to pay the overtime to cover that post, they had to come out of their pocket for it. Guess what the best part was? So this is the best part of my job was I would go every single month and tally up all of the service failures that they created, and then we
Mhm.
charge them for the service failures. So
Yeah.
now, yeah, you're probably not going to be at that level running your kind of local landscaping business, but the concept of that is the same. What might look like it's going to be a haircut to you in the business, it actually might end up saving you a little bit. Fine, rather than managing the employee, manage the managers.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Same kind of idea with my cleaning company. When they do a poor job and we have a customer complain because of cleanliness or whatever, we don't take the loss of reimbursing the customer. We reimburse the customer, but then we charge the cleaning company. Simple as that. We don't lose, we don't come out of pocket whatsoever. The cleaning company does. So it really changed everything for us for sure.
Yeah, they say the bad stuff rolls downhill, right?
Mhm. Yeah. All right, guys. Sorry?
I appreciate the advice.
Yeah,
And
of course, Tyler. Of course, man.
like to think on.
So thanks, guys. It's already been 2 hours, so I'm gonna go ahead and close up for this evening. I appreciate Brennan and I appreciate all of you for being here, for sticking around for the full 2. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We do this every single Tuesday. For those of you that are new, still there.
Every other Tuesday. Every other Tuesday, Rob.
Every other Tuesday now, correct? Yes, my apologies. Every other Tuesday now. So next Tuesday we are off and back on the following Tuesday. Look out for time changes though, because I'll be in Europe as of next week. So we'll be doing afternoon calls Eastern time. I forget, Brennan, what time we had. Did we say noon or 1 p.m. Eastern time?
I think it was noon Pacific, I thought you said, and so that would be 3.
Yes, you're
Eastern.
right. You're right. Yeah, 3 o'clock Eastern time. Anyway, we'll definitely be keeping you guys posted within the community. So look out for that. Next Tuesday is off. We're back on and 2 Tuesdays from now. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. Have yourselves a great evening, and we'll be in touch in the communities.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.